It is a perfect night for baseball here. Friday night, Big Bang Friday, as the Angels welcome in the division rival Seattle Mariners for the first of three here at the Big A. Hi, everyone, from inside the Big A. Victor Rojas along with Mark Gubza. Glad you could join us once again for Angels baseball. The Angels had the day off yesterday, but on Wednesday afternoon, it was all about Bobby Abreu. Sure, he dropped that fly ball in right field, but it's all about redemption. At the end of the day, it's about 25 guys picking up that W, and Bobby came through in the clutch.
What an at-bat he had, Victor. It looked like he was going to be a situation where he wasn't even going to be able to put that ball in play. Instead, went with the pitch, was in the outer half of the plate in his usual way, hit that ball to left field. He's playing his 2,000 games of his career tonight. This two doubles shy, up 500 with a tremendous career. He's been able to steal bases, too. He's got 7, which leads the club this season. But here's the opportunity to win the ball game. They stay with it and slapped it in there into left field for that knock to be able to win. Fans going to be out there. Friends, all the guys on the team came out there, ran out there and mobbed them as an opportunity to win that ball game.
The Angels taking 2 of 3 against the Toronto Blue Jays, looking to keep it rolling tonight. We got a great pitching matchup. Scott Kazmir has been turning things around for himself, and he's facing a former Cy Young Award winner by the name of Cliff Lee.
Well, Cliff Lee is always a tough pitcher. He doesn't give up many home runs. He doesn't give up any walks either, so you're going to have to manufacture runs. But Scott Kazmir, last time out, his big word, deception. He hit the ball very well. His slider was pretty good. His fastball, 92, 93. He got some key strikeouts, and above all, kept the batters off balance. That's why he was effective in that game against the Cardinals and won that game. That's 2 games in a row, in my opinion, which he threw the ball well. Back-to-back 7-inning stints.
Well, the Angels trying to keep it rolling. This is the second meeting between these two teams. Angels taking 2 of 3 up in Seattle earlier this year. Ichiro Matsui and everybody ready for some baseball. Sit back, relax, and strap it down. We've got first pitch right after this.
baseball, nobody beats Howard. By your Southern California Hyundai dealers. Want more MPG? Hyundai has it. With 7 models to get 30 miles per gallon or more, Hyundai's now the most fuel-efficient car maker in America. And by Shakey's Pizza, who competed in 22 World Series games and won 10. Go to Shakey's.com/trivia. It is a gorgeous night at the Big A. Everyone getting ready for the game, even the Angels in the dugout. Oh, yeah, just when you thought pants on the ground was dead, Torrey and Bobby Wilson bring it back.
That's a great look, too. They're ready to roll. That off day did them wonders.
They're feeling pretty good. A 2-game winning streak, taking 2 of 3 over the Toronto Blue Jays, rolling into this 3-game set against the Seattle Mariners. The second time that these two ball clubs will have met this year. 19 meetings between these two teams. This is the lineup that Don Wakamatsu is running out tonight. Ichiro leading things off in right field. Sean Figgins, first game back at Angels Stadium as an opponent after 8 years with the Halos. Franklin Gutierrez in center. Milton Bradley's in left. Mike Sweeney, the DH. Jose Lopez at third. Former Angel Casey Kochman's at first base. Rob Johnson doing the catching. And Josh Wilson still in the lineup, playing shortstop, batting ninth for the injured Jax Wilson. And that starting 9 will be taking on Scott Kazmir, who comes in with a mark of 3-4 and a 6.09 ERA.
Very good career marks against Seattle. 3-2 with an ERA at 2.68. His last 2 starts, 7 innings apiece. Particularly the last one we talked about, getting that deceptive arm angle back. He threw the ball very well. Very good fastball. His slider's getting back, and his changeup has been very good also.
Defensively behind Kazmir tonight, you've got Rivera, Hunter, and Abreu from left to right in the outfield. In the infield from third to first, Kevin Franzen back out there. Eric Ivar, Howie Kendrick, Kenji Morales, and Mike Napoli once again serving as the backstop and battery mate for Scott Kazmir.
Well, Kevin Franzen at third base should be pretty active there with Kazmir throwing that fastball inside more often and the slider down in the right-handed batters. Of course, third baseman always gets a lot of work against with a left-handed pitcher on the mound and a lot of right-handed bats in that lineup.
It took Scott Kazmir a little while to come in prior to the unplayed umpires and the managers meeting around the plate area to discuss the ground rules. Do you take anything away from that a starting pitcher takes a little bit longer getting ready?
Big thing, Victor, a lot of times guys that struggle in the first inning will try to make their last throw in that bullpen before running right to the mound, so they don't have much time in between their last throw in the bullpen between the first throw on the mound to get ready for the game.
Well, just like the Angels, the Mariners have won 2 in a row and 4 of their last 6 games, but still an 18-28 record, 7.5 games back of the division-leading Texas Rangers, as Kazmir's first pitch is inside for ball 1. Texas currently losing to the Twins in Minneapolis. Ichiro batting at .335 with a home run and 9 runs batted in. Breaks his bat and loops one behind the bag at second, but Howie Kendrick is there. Puts it away for out number 1. Brings up Sean Figgins.
Batting second, number 9, second baseman Sean Figgins.
A polite round of applause here at the Big A. Some smattering of boos. But certainly not because of the work that he did wearing an Angels uniform for 8 years, a career .291 average wearing the red.
I think it comes down to he's wearing a uniform that's been a very big competitor against and rival against the Angels over the years.
Well, not only that, I think you look at it from a fan's perspective, that's just the way, as ball players talk about, it's the business of baseball. Fans have just grown accustomed to guys reaching free agency and deciding to depart. That's not a knock on Sean. It's just, it is what it is in today's game.
Exactly. The fans recognize he's on another team right now. He left, but during his career here as an Angel, he's very good, very popular. Fans love the way he played the game here.
32-year-old's off to a very rough start with Seattle in his first year. 194 average, 13 runs batted in, but he's hit much better from the right side. 291 from the right side compared to 145 from the left. Fouled straight back, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's somewhat unusual. It used to be the other way around when he was with the Angels. Hit much better from the left side. The thing is, when you look over at Sean Figgins over the years, that's pretty good. Figgy, could you please sign third base? He used to be a guy, when he was with the Angels, very good as far as going with the pitch the other way.
Out to right. Bobby drifting back into his right is there. Makes it Puts it away for round number 2. So 2 quick outs for Scott Kazmir, positive side. And here comes Franklin Gutierrez.
I think a lot of times when you see a pitcher, we just talked about back-to-back games of his 7 innings pitched for Scott Kazmir. First time since 2008 that he did that when he's a member of the Rays. All of a sudden you feel confident you could throw strikes, you go deep in the game. That's when you get your wins and or losses, when you pitch deep into ball games. A lot of no decisions when you go 5 innings every time.
First pitch is in there for a strike. And as we've seen here, unlike previous starts, no longer going above the head with the full windup, keeping the glove near the chest. At least on that last pitch he did. One ball, one strike on Gutierrez. Hitting .291 with 5 home runs, 22 RBIs, a team leader in that category. This is a Mariners ball club that has struggled offensively all season long. Oh, right off the mask of Napoli, it's 1-2.
You can see right here for Scott Kazmir the difference in the delivery here. Right here, the glove is at this point. Before he was going over the head with his delivery. And Honda Exmo will show how he's able to get out in front. The key, get down to that front leg, and it's working downhill, and that's where you're able to hit and make consistent pitches.
Got him with a good fastball away. Down goes Gutierrez. An 11-pitch first inning for Scott Kazmir. No score with the Angels coming up. Decided order in the top of the inning. Here's the lineup for Mike Scioscia tonight. Eric Aybar leading things off at short. Howie Kendrick at second base. Bobby Abreu's in right field, playing career game number 2,000 tonight at that 7th career walk-off hit on Wednesday. Torres in center, Kendry at first, Juan Rivera's in left, Hideki Matsui in the DH spot. Mike Napoli doing the catching with Kevin Franzen at third base. The former American League Cy Young Award winner Cliff Lee.
Good numbers so far this season, 2-2 mark. In his 5 start, only 1 walk and 32 strikeouts in 36 2/3 innings pitched. The fastball ranges from 88 to 93. Very good slider, changeup, and a curveball.
Aybar swinging first pitch, fouls a missile back into our camera well. That thing got back in a hurry.
We don't want that up in this booth.
Hey, Norm, you would have been on your own there, buddy. Little chuck and duck. No balls and a strike on Aybar.
Well, if you're the Angels, you read the press clippings from Cliff Lee, only 1 walk so far this season. You're more apt to go up there looking for fastball and swinging at it because he's going to be around the zone. Why fall behind in the count? That's why you saw Aybar swinging right away.
Jams him, but rolls it foul. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Aybar comes in batting .242 with a home run, 7 RBIs. He was 2 for 11 in that series against Toronto with a couple of runs batted in. The 1-2. 2-2 now.
Well, he likes to use that changeup too for a strikeout pitch against right-handed batters. Slider more so against the lefties. He'll try to sneak a fastball in, shook him off, went back outside.
Lays off of that one. They asked for help. He did not go, says Greg Gibson.
The thing about Cliff Lee, though, he creates a great downhill action with his delivery. Stands tall, reminiscent of Chuck Finley as far as standing tall on the mound and working downhill very well. Fastball outside corner.
High bar. Skying went out to center. Playable for Gutierrez. One away. Let's take a look at the defense behind Cliff Lee tonight. Milton Bradley's in left. Franklin Gutierrez in center. Ichiro has 9 Gold Gloves in right. In the infield, Jose Lopez at third. Josh Wilson at short. Sean Figgett at second with Casey Thompson at first. And Rob Johnson doing the catching.
Milton Bradley playing left field. Right field throughout his whole career has that right fielder's type arm. Very strong, accurate. Covers a lot of ground in the outfield.
Howie takes up and away for ball one. His batting average has dipped down now to 257. Even though he had 3 hits in that Toronto series with a couple of RBIs. Lee missing low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. The other thing about Cliff Lee is he does not waste a whole lot of time on the mound. He'll just get it, get the sign, and go.
Wow, this is a unique occurrence, a walk. Cliff Lee. First batter, guy bar 3-2 count. Tally on 4 pitches.
Bobby Abreu steps up with 1 out, 1 on. 272 on the year for Bobby. 5 home runs, 25 RBIs. The 25th run batted in. The game winner on Wednesday afternoon, bringing home Juan Rivera.
Cliff Lee, pretty difficult to steal against, too. He's very quick to the plate. For a tall pitcher, 117 to 1-2-3. So it gives catcher a very good opportunity to throw out a would-be base stealer. And a very good move to first. So hit and run is going to be the thing that Mike Scioscia will put on a number of times today, instead of the straight steal.
Fastball missing down and away. 2 balls and a strike. Lee, of course, acquired in the offseason. A big trade with the Philadelphia Phillies. 31-year-old out of Arkansas. Spent time with the Expos, the Indians, the Phillies, now the Mariners. Bobby goes the opposite way. This one's got a chance, and it's a foul ball. Didn't miss by much.
That's another good sign, staying back, trusting his hands, hitting the ball well the other way. That last at bat, you mentioned that, he won the game against Toronto, staying back, trusting it, getting deep in the strike zone. Stayed back very well in that swing. Just missed. Would be a ground rule double. We talked about how many times did he pull off pitches on the outside part of the plate for recent time. Stay back, lefty versus lefty, stay back, trust his hands, punches in the left field for the game winner.
Scott Downs taking the loss for the Blue Jays. 2-2. This one in the left center field at base hit. Howie rounds second, heading to third base. Gutierrez with a good arm, and Howie legs it in there. First and third, 1 out, with Torrey Hunter coming up.
This isn't a real easy outfield to go first and third with all 3 outfielders have above average arm strength and accuracy, but Howie had a good read on that baseball. Wasn't hit particularly hard. It was a good swing by Bobby, but punched it into left center field, and Howie took the advantage. you're facing a guy like Cliff Lee, you have to take those shots.
Torrey steps in, just 1 for 8 in that series against Toronto. Swinging through that first pitch. His batting average of .278, 7 home runs, and 28 RBIs. It is 10-game hitting streak come to an end on Wednesday when he went 0 for 4. So Kendrick at third, Abreu at first. 0-1. Took something off, and it's quickly no balls, 2 strikes.
A real good pitch, changeup after that fastball that pitched before. Now Torrey's just have to shorten up the swing, put the ball in play, see if they get a run across.
Time was called at the plate. Lee appeared to have started his motion, but it was called at the home plate area. Up the middle, off the glove of Lee. Howie's coming home. The throw goes all the way to the screen. Abreu reads it perfectly. Heads to third. Kendrick is caught up between first and second. He's not.
That was about the worst first play you'll see in baseball. Somehow, some way now the Angels not only score a run, but they end up second and third, which could have been an easy 2 outs out of that play. The way things unfolded. Instead, you're in a great position to get a few more runs against a very good pitcher, Cliff Lee, who made the mistake.
May have called Torrey Kendrick. Howie's the one that scored. Torrey reaches on that play and ends up going to second base. Rob Johnson, for a moment, thought about throwing to first. He does. And at that point, Kochman lost track of where Torrey was at. That's why he ends up at second base. So 1-0 Angels. Runners at second and third. We'll see how they rule that. An error on the Mariners and Cliff Lee.
It's a tough play for a pitcher, especially a lefty, falling away after hit off his glove, which would have been a double play ball if he fielded it cleanly.
This one on the ground is second. Figgins has got it. Abreu comes in to score. It is 2-0 Angels. Kendrick with his 35th RBI.
Productive out, scores a run. They got the infield playing back. Put the ball up the middle there, get an out. Obviously want a base hit, but if you're going to make it out, hit it up the middle, get an easy run across.
Torrey advancing to third base. So 2 outs for Juan Rivera. Juan is 5 for 12 in his career against Cliff Lee, including 3 home runs. And he needs Cliff Lee right now, as Juan is in a funk. 0 for his last 15, dipping his batting average to .235.
More likely going to get a changeup in this pitch.
Takes it low. 2 balls and no strikes.
Juan's going to get to the point again. When he was in that pretty good streak before this last slump he's in, he was hitting the ball the other way. He's going to have to get better plate coverage. He's getting the ball middle in, but the outside part he's not getting.
Skies this one out to deep left center field. Playable for Gutierrez. He's under it. Makes the catch, but the Angels strike first. Scott Kazmir with 1 in the books. Has a 2-0 lead. more than ever, the smart choice is CarMax. And by Carl's Jr. Charles Royal Black Angus Beef, crispy bacon, and 4 slices of melted cheese on grilled bread. The new grilled cheese bacon burger, only at Carl's Jr. starting at $2.49. Cliff Lee a little shell-shocked. 2-0 as we start the top of the second. A 22-pitch inning for Cliff Lee as Scott Kazmir delivers ball 1 on Milton Bradley.
Joey knows a very good fielding pitcher, too. Just made a mistake, try to make something out of that play instead of just getting it out, throwing it to first. Hurried to throw the home.
Bradley pops one up. Kendrick Morales coming on, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. Time now for the FoxSportsWest.com poll question tonight. Will Bobby Abreu record 100-plus RBIs for the 8th straight season? He's got, what does he have now? 25 RBIs on the year. Do you think he'll get it? Yes or no?
Well, I think hitting it at number 3 slot is going to give him a better opportunity, and I think he's got a real good shot at getting it once again. For sure, I'm going with the yes.
Log on to FoxSportsWest.com. Cast your vote. We'll have updated results a little bit later on. Billy Mack and Jose Mota will have the totals of the post-game edition. Mike Sweeney. 309 average, 6 home runs, 16 runs batted in. Nice start for him. He had a terrific spring training. Kazmir misses a little bit outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes.
Local guy here from Orange County area. One of the good guys in baseball. We were teammates in Kansas City, and I used to see him with a smile every day. I said, is there ever a day in which you don't have a smile? He goes, why would I? I'm wearing a baseball uniform. And I guess that puts it into perspective.
Missing outside is 3 balls and no strikes. He's one of those guys that you ask for almost on a daily basis to catch your bullpens when he was a catcher, young and up and coming in Kansas City.
So I can make him feel like, wow, I could actually hit Major League pitching after catching my bullpens.
Here comes the 3-0. That's on the corner. But in all seriousness, the Mariners took him to spring training thinking, oh, maybe he'll win a spot. Mariners end up picking up Eric Burns as well after he was let go by the Diamondbacks. Both of those guys end up breaking camp. Sweeney hit almost 500 in spring training, but didn't get any ABs as he pulls this one over to third. That ball has some spin on it. Franzen's throw is true, and there he's out number 2.
He has that spring, you get a lot of top-hand spin on it. Almost like Bjorn Borg in tennis, his serve, and hitting it back over the net. That was a tough play for Franzen at third base.
Mike getting his start with the left-hander on the mound. Ken Griffey Jr. has been getting the other half the ABs when the righties are on the mound. So 5 up and 5 down for Scott Kazmir.
You see how that baseball dipped in the end. Still able to make the strong throw across to get an out.
Jose Lopez, a .214 average with just a home run. And 16 runs batted in. Playing third base on an everyday basis after being the Mariners' second baseman the last couple of seasons. Scott falling behind at 3 balls and no strikes. Mariners a little surprised at the fact that Lopez has only just 1 home run, just after hitting a career high 25 last year and driving in 96.
Well, we got a gift there, Scott Kazmir, with that pitch out of the zone. Would have been ball 4 for Lopez. You got to like what you're seeing out of Scott Kazmir early in the game. Granted, it's only the second inning, but he's not wasting any time. He's grabbing the baseball, being aggressive, showing his opponent that he wants to be out there and pitching.
This one's line to left, a base hit. Down and in is right in the wheelhouse for Jose Lopez. And he puts it into left field for a 2-out base hit. Brings up Casey Kotchman.
Much rather have a situation where a guy gets a base hit than it would be a walk in that spot. Especially you get 2 quick outs, you fall behind 2-0 to 3-0, battle back, and make him swing the bat. Mike Butcher and him, they worked. You mentioned that last throw down the bullpen, and the game's basically ready to start. He literally ran for the bullpen onto the mound, which you'd like to see. That way, he doesn't have time to think and waste energy by waiting on the bench.
Kotchman swinging at the first pitch, rolls out to Morales. Scott's off to a good start here, middle of the second. He and the Angels lead it 2-0.
Matsui goes Matsui land. The pitch on the inner half, it goes gargantuan for Godzilla. What a shot. A couple good at-bats last game against Toronto. Maybe getting right. Ready to carry the ball club again.
He was 4 for 9 in that series against the Blue Jays with that home run, a couple of RBIs. As he fouls off the first pitch.
Even that was a good swing, Victor, there. Good, powerful swing, stay back. Good sign.
Takes a breaking ball in for a strike. Angels setting up the bottom third. Matsui, Napoli, and Franzen here against Cliff Lee. Torrey Hunter getting credit for an RBI. Same with Morales in that first inning. As Hideki foul tips that pitch. He goes down swinging for out number 1. First punch out for Lee. We'll bring up Mike Napoli. Napoli hitting .265, 7 home runs, 17 runs batted in. Good series against the Blue Jays, 3 for 9. Seeing that batting average rise. We take a look at our Hyundai keys to the game.
For me, Mike Napoli's been able to carry this club offensively. So don't wake up from your nap. Nap, unbelievably hot in the month of May. 16 extra base hits, which is tied for Justin Morneau for the Minnesota Twins for that lead in the American League. Been that good. 7 home runs, 9 doubles. Driving the ball well to all fields. Continue that power from the bottom part of the order.
Behind the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cliff Lee coming off a start in which he gave up 7 earned runs and picked up the W. 15-8 win against the San Diego Padres. 6 1/3 in that game, 115 pitches.
11 hits also. Impressive to get a win out of that.
His previous high in runs allowed this year had been 4 earned runs against the Rays back on May 5th. And of course, he's a guy that spent some time on the disabled list to start the year after the trade from Philadelphia. Had surgery on his left foot to remove a spur, a bone spur. Didn't make his first spring appearance till March the 10th.
He's got a couple full counts already and a walk so far in this game.
As he started to come back, also had an abdominal strain. That's what put him on the DL. Shutdown mode as the 3-2 grounded over to third. One hopper as that bat barrel ends up near the bag at third base. And Napoli's retired for round number 2. So 2 outs now for Kevin Franzen as we take a look at that replay.
One elevated fastball just got underneath that and shattered the bat. Exmo will show how that bat split almost directly in half. Part of the bat ended up right at third base while Lopez made the play.
Franzen dropping a bunt on the third base side. Lee's got a tough play for the left-handed Flores. Safe at first. Kevin Franzen legs out the bunt single.
We're talking about a perfect bunt, catching him by surprise with 2 outs. Franzen lays down the perfect bunt. Lee, nice play, be able to make a strong throw. Franzen just beats it out. Great job of laying down that bunt. Just beat it out. A lot of times with 2 outs and you bunt, the thought process is you better try to steal second base, get into scoring position in this right away. But Cliff Lee's difficult to steal against.
Ivar fouling off the first pitch. No balls and a strike. Ibar hit a fly ball to center field in the bottom of the first, so he is 0 for 1. And he bunts his way into an out. That ball making contact with Ibar out of the batter's box. Scioscia's going to come out and argue it. But emphatically, Brian Knight, the home plate umpire, made the call. Although Greg Gibson's talking things over with Alfredo Griffin. 2 in the books. It is 2-0 Angels. And no argument whatsoever from Mike Scioscia, even though he talked to Jerry Davis, the third base umpire. Kevin Franzen got the bunt down. Eric Ibar, not so much. Top of the third, it is 2-0 Angels. Rob Johnson takes a strike. It was kind of odd to see two guys, especially with 2 outs. Franzen bunting his way on, and Ibar trying to follow suit.
And the thought process is, if you're going to bunt in that situation, you're going to try to steal to get in scoring position.
This one right back to Kazmir, and there is out number 1.
Well, what, Kaz doesn't waste any time when he makes that throw over the first base with a comebacker. He throws about 100 miles an hour over the first. Kennedy's got to be on guard for that throw. So a lot of those pitchers underarm or run it over there. I like when a guy throws it over hard like that. Pretty good gas. Cheese at 94.
Good movement, too. There's Josh Wilson, the shortstop, to step in with 1 out, nobody on. Wilson's been getting the bulk of the duty at shortstop with Jack Wilson on the DL. He's had to deal with some leg problems. That's for the better part of the season now. Wilson hasn't skipped a beat. 281 average, 1 home run, 8 runs batted in. That 1 home run came against the Angels up in Seattle. It was his first major league home run. Michael Saunders, who's on the bench for Seattle, also picked up his first big league home run. As Bobby moves to his right, puts it away, and there are 2 outs. Hey, fans, come out to Angel Stadium for Taco Bell All-Star Sunday, July 11th, for 2 exciting events. The XM All-Star Futures Game and the Taco Bell All-Star Legends and Celebrity Softball Game. Angels legends playing the game include Chuck Finley, Fred Lynn, and Tim Salmon. Tickets available at the Angel Stadium ticket window and at allstargame.com.
Tim Salmon going to try to hit a big fly. But we're joking around. We played in the Eagles fantasy camp a few years ago. And the big talk was Tim Salmon would hit, 299 home runs. He was just 1 shy of 300. He was trying so hard to get that home run, so maybe he'll get in that softball game.
Well, they put the fences at like 175.
Yeah.
Ichiro takes a strike to even the count.
There he is. amazing thing about Tim Salmon, never made an all-star game himself. I mean, he put up great numbers, but he always got off to those slow starts in the month of April. Similar to Mark Teixeira for the Yankees, of course, for the Rangers, and then a member of the Angels. Scott, when you get off that slow start, you got to get extremely hot to be able to get into those all-star games.
Are you saying it's a popularity contest?
You said that, not me.
Here's the 2-2. Outside, full count. But this time it counts, Gooby.
There's no question it does count. Home field advantage on the line.
What are we up to, 40-man rosters now? Ichiro slapping that foul.
Close to it. No way there'll ever be another tie.
U.S. Marines leaders of the game. Speaking of Ichiro Suzuki, 2,030 hits over the last 9 years. Pretty good stretch. Gets jammed here, and this one's into center field. He got jammed in that first inning at bat. A little floater over to Howie Kendrick. This one finds the grass. So 2-out base hit, just like the Mariners had in the second. And Sean Figgins will step up.
It's amazing how he's able to put the part of the bat on a baseball at times when he's flying open, already running down the line. This is a pretty good pitch in the inner half. Didn't hit his spot. Jammed him, but he's still able to fight it off and get another base hit. Well, when your name's mentioned with Rogers Hornsby, you know you're a pretty good player. For that graphic, amazing numbers for Ichiro.
Good fastball there by Kazmir.
Look at our Exmo. You can see it with that high leg kick. This is all for timing for him. And then hips are already flying open. He kind of crosses himself up on how he's able to put the ball in play as consistent as he has. But there's no arguing the results. Certainly not something you want to teach a youngster how to hit the ball.
Would you classify him as a bad ball hitter? I mean, we talk about Vladdy all the time. We saw that home run he hit against the Angels in Texas. Would you consider him a bad ball hitter?
Yeah, that's a good point, Victor. I think if you go over a scouting report on him, I think you can get him out with good quality strikes. He does very well on pitches down, very good with pitches up in his zone, even off-speed pitches. But fastballs at certain spots, he doesn't make a good pass at times.
One-two. Figgins fouling this one off. I got asked today if Figgins, or not Figgins, pardon me, if Ichiro got voted into the home run derby, do you think he would do it? Because they say some of the batting practices that he has, obviously has the ability to hit the ball out of the ballpark. I just don't know that he'd do it.
He would be afraid to mess up his swing. Wade Boggs was another guy that hit a lot of home runs in batting practice, but during the games he would just hit the ball to left field, singles to left, center, and right field. But he had tremendous power, and he felt that he would lose his batting average. He wouldn't be a consistent 300 if he would look for home runs.
There's a number of guys that have struggled after partaking in that home run derby. 2-2. Full count now, and Ichiro with 2 outs will be off the pitch. Just ask Brandon Inge, Mark Teixeira.
Josh Hamilton, too, after that run last year.
Yep.
It was last year. He had that unbelievable run.
There goes Ichiro. The 3-2's down low. That's a walk. First issued by Kazmir. So 2 outs, 2 on now. Angels up 2-0. Brings up Gutierrez. Gutierrez 0 for 1. Hit a strikeout, the only punch out for Kazmir.
Early test for Scott Kazmir to get back within his mechanics. Perfect time if he can feel comfortable with a changeup down and away. Get an opportunity to get Gutierrez to roll over, hit a ground ball.
Saw those career numbers for Gutierrez last year. That's why the Mariners signed him to a 4-year contract extension with an option for 2014. And he hasn't disappointed thus far. 0-1. This one's pulled to left. There's a base hit. Ichiro will come around. He'll score. Figgins will stop at second. And it's 2-1 Angels.
Only after that meaningless jam shot by Ichiro, all of a sudden, the Mariners are back in business. Sean Figgins worked the walk. Gutierrez, after that good changeup first pitch, gets a fastball on the inner half and turns on it. That ball hard in the left field for an RBI base hit.
Bradley popped up to Kenji Morales in his second inning AB. There's a strike to the 2-2. Milton freshly off the disabled list, had some issues to deal with, restricted list if you will. An extremely difficult season in Chicago last year, acquired this past offseason, exchange with Carlos Silva. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Got off to an exceptionally slow start in Seattle, but all of a sudden started to swing the bat a little bit better. 293 over his last 21 games. Pick off attempt. Nope. Kazmir comes home and Bradley fouls it off.
It almost looked like Bradley tried to punch it through the hole where Howie covered second base. His approach was looking away.
One-two from Kazmir. This one's fouled off to the right again, almost the exact same spot. 25 pitches now in this inning for Scott Kazmir, 50 total. This all started with 2 outs. A comebacker by Rob Johnson, the fly to right by Josh Wilson. Then the single by Ichiro, the walk by Figgins, the single by Gutierrez. Bradley puts one into left center field. That will tie this ball game up. Gutierrez being waved around. The relay throw home is on the first base side. Gutierrez scores. Mariners up 3-2.
For those 2-out hits, gets everything rolling. A pitch hit was off the end of the bat, fought it in there to left center field. Torrey was able to cut it off. It's a little bit of a bobble for Ibar as he tries to get the ball in. Resulted in that slide by Gutierrez to be able to get the plate before the tag was applied by Mike Napoli.
Mike Butcher making the slow walk out. This inning really escalating in a hurry for Scott Kazmir after having a very easy first and second inning and a very easy first 2 batters here in the third.
So Torrey was able to cut it off, got into cutoff man Eric Ibar, that little bobble. Then he had to rush his throw, was up the first baseline, and allowed Gutierrez to be able to get his hand in there and avoid the tag.
Almost like he caught that ball flat-footed and put himself in that position. Ibar, that is.
Almost like he wasn't expecting to send him home.
Mike Sweeney swings through that off-speed pitch. 2-1.
When you're facing a club like Seattle that has had trouble scoring runs, you're always going to take that chance. So you got to be prepared mentally to think that they're going to try to score on that ball.
A good throw probably gets him. Sweeney skies one out to deep right and playable for Abreu. Bobby will make the catch, but the Mariners respond. They get 3 here in the third. And Seattle's up 3-2. 3-2 as we start the bottom of the third inning. Kendrick, Abreu, and Hunter here against Cliff Lee, who has a strikeout and a walk. Howie drew that walk and came around to score in the first inning, so no official AB for him. Howie shooting one foul down the right field side. That's no balls in the strike. 3 hits in the top of the inning for Seattle, all coming with 2 outs.
Always point to some part of that inning in which you feel that you let it get away. When he walked Sean Figgins, he was ahead of the count. Sean worked through the full count and ended up getting a walk. Sean Figgins is struggling with the bat this year. You want to be aggressive against him. Make him swing it. Make him hit the ball the other way like he can.
More so with 2 outs as well.
You give credit to Sean Figgins for working that walk, but the reality is Scott Kazmir is going to look back at that inning and say, listen, I should have went after him and been more aggressive with it because my fastball is pretty darn good tonight.
This one hard hit. Nice leaping effort by Figgins. Pulls it down, and there's out number 1. Timeout for the Farmers Insurance True Stories of the game as Bobby Abreu steps to the plate. Bobby's played in 150 or more games each of the last 12 years. An average of 104 runs and 99 RBIs per season.
Mr. Consistent is 2 doubles away from 500 for his career.
Bobby takes a strike. 1 for 1 with a base hit. This one fouled off the left, and with no balls and 2 strikes. And be sure to visit farmers.com today to hear more true stories from Farmers customers and to find a SoCal agent near you.
So you look at Cliff Lee's fastball. It's not overpowering. He's still pretty firm at 88 to 92, but he spots it so well. Relatively straight fastball. Throws a lot of first pitch strikes. 11 first pitch strikes out of 12 batters he's faced.
Bobby lays off that off-speed pitch. It's 2-2.
That fastball has been highest he's registered so far, 92, but the low at 75. Does a good job of changing speeds, but hits his spots very effectively.
Bobby takes a called strike 3. And there are 2 outs. 3-2 game. Brian Knight bringing up Bobby Abreu behind the plate. That's a Greg Gibson at first. Sam Holbrook over at second. Joey Davis over at third. A veteran umpiring crew for this weekend series here. Angels now playing their first of 19 straight. Well, the Mariners are playing their first of 20 in a row as Torrey takes strike 1.
When you have stretches like this, you look for your starting pitchers to be able to go deep into the games because the bullpens end up being worn out if you don't.
Torrey ripping that one, but foul. Torrey reached on that fielder's choice in the first inning. Got an RBI as he pops this one foul on the first base side. Kochman near the railing runs out of room.
That's the easy way to get that souvenir.
Didn't even have to ask.
Oh, it's perfect.
Oh, 2 on its way. And he got him. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Cliff Lee. First time he's retired the sign in order. Mariners have a 3-2 lead. high-speed internet, home phone, and wireless. Visit at AT&T.com or call 1-800-PICK-AT&T for details. And by your Southern California Ford dealers, where you'll find the new Transit Connect. Check it out at scforddealers.com. Jose Lopez leads things off here in the top of the fourth with the Mariners up by the score of 3-2. Lopez, Kochman, Johnson against Kazmir, trying to bounce back after that surprising third inning.
Well, it's a big inning for Scott Kazmir to put up a 0. Click Lee seems to be getting locked in now. That fastball and backing up with this changeup to keep this one close. Get the offense going as quick as possible again.
He's got a strikeout and a walk. Lopez had a single his first time up. Scott thought he had a strike there instead of 1-2. It's 2 balls and a strike. This one on the first base side. Long run over for Napoli. Runs out of room. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Both teams with a chance to pick up a game on the Texas Rangers, who lost tonight to the Minnesota Twins 2-1. Kevin Slowey defeating Colby Lewis up at Target Field. Angels rolling into this one 4 games back of Texas. With 23-26 record as that one is shot foul. At the start of the day, Mariners 7.5 back of Texas.
Texas has been pitching pretty well of late at times. So their starters, good arms. In Seattle, this Angels is trying to find consistency.
Lopez might be picking up his second home run of the year, and he does. It is 4-2 Seattle. Leadoff home run for Jose Lopez. Picking up that second home run, his 17th RBI. For Kazmir, the 8th home run he's allowed this year. We have not seen the other pitches, the rest of that repertoire, the off-speed pitch, the slider.
Fastball again. That was supposed to be on the inner half. You see how Mike Napoli has kept his glove out there for a while. He wanted that fastball inside.
Casey Kochman, thank you very much. 2 pitches, 2 outs for him tonight. There's out number 1 here in the fourth. Time now for the AT&T trivia question. Sean Figgins, one of 2 Angels ever to lead the American League in steals. Who's the other?
I think of Gary Pettis. Ron White, very good too. I'm going with Gary Pettis.
What about Devo? I'll take Devo. I bet you the gnome that's in the booth. And I'm not talking about Norm. Almost a terrific play here on the second deck. Rob Johnson 0 for 1. A bouncer back to Kazmir. Comebacker off the glove of Kazmir to Howie. And there is out number 2. The old 1-4-3 put out. There are 2 outs.
Well, sometimes when the ground ball's hit back at you, not real hard, you kind of lose focus on that. Luckily, Howie's in position to make that play. That's a routine play for Scott, but he took his eye off the very end. It deflected over to Howie, made that play over to first base. The slower hit balls are much more difficult to make that play if you're a pitcher.
Josh Wilson 0 for 1 with a fly ball to right. Mariners with 5 hits against Scott Kazmir this evening. The ball club that comes in batting .238 as a team. Second worst in the American League. They're last in runs scored, last in slugging. And that Casimir snags that one. And he retires Wilson, but Jose Lopez makes it 4-2, courtesy of his second home run as we head to the bottom of the fourth. The American League in steals. Who is the other? Mickey Rivers.
I knew that. I was going to say Dean Chance. I know he was awfully fast, but I didn't know if he was on base enough.
75. Mick the Quick.
Sean Figgins, just a great base stealer. Had to learn it for a while because he had speed, but he had to figure out pitchers and their moves and how quick they were to the plate before he became an effective base stealer.
Halos trailing this one 4-2 as we start the bottom of the fourth. Morales, Rivera, Matsui against Cliff Lee, who is starting to get locked in. 3 strikeouts at a 1-2-3 third inning, including 2 punch-outs.
Back-to-back change-ups, too. First 2 pitches against Kendry. That's an odd sign. Usually, I guess it means a fastball on the outside part.
And Morales goes down swinging. 3 consecutive strikeouts now for Cliff Lee. Angel fans want to see how the kids can win a ballpark makeover and how you can win a new Chevy. Find out as Chevy and Scotts are building diamonds and dreams at ChevyBaseball.com.
Well, that's an unusual sign that Rob Johnson gave Cliff Lee. That's more of a situation. Maybe it's a BP fastball. Fastball. When we talk about BP, batting practice type speed on the fastball in the outer part of the plate, not overthrown, hitting the spot with it.
Two balls and no strikes.
There's a changeup. It's around 80-81. With that BP fastball around 85-86 with a little sink on it. Now it's an old fastball on the outside corner.
And he misses. 3 balls and no strikes now. Juan's 0 for 1. Skydman to center the first inning. See Matsui on deck. And 3-0. 3-1. Beautiful night for baseball. Fantastic crowd here on Big Bang Friday. And Rivera takes slow for ball 4.
Second walk of the game for Cliff Lee. Coming into this game today, only 1 walk in the entire season.
in 36 and 2/3 innings prior to tonight. One base on ball.
32 strikeouts. That's a pretty good ratio of walk to strikeout. I would always sell for 2-1 if I was lucky.
I'd say some pitching coaches would be happy. So Rivera's on board with Hideki Matsui up. He struck out leading off the second. He's 0 for 1. He takes high. The Angels with those 2 wins on Tuesday and Wednesday against Toronto now. 2 games over 500 here at the Big A. 14 and 12. They've struggled out on the road. Just 9 and 14 as Matsui pulls one foul down the right field line. A number of flashballs going off on that swing.
That's a pitch by design to throw a pitch on the inner half. It's very difficult to be able to keep that ball fair through Matsui versus a left-handed pitcher like Cliff Lee. Inside, you turn on it. Difficult to keep it in field of play.
One ball, 2 strikes. And this is a stretch of games. Well, for the Mariners, you talked about those 20 in a row for them. This will tell what they're going to be doing come the trade deadline, because that guy right there will obviously draw some interest. So it's an important 20-game stretch. For the Angels, that 19-game stretch, also important. You've got 3 against Seattle, 4 against Kansas City, 3 against Seattle, 4 against Oakland. As Matsui goes down chasing the off-speed pitch, and there are 2 outs. All that before you get it back into interleague play with the Dodgers, who are playing good baseball of late. So this stretch of games right now, for the next week and a half or thereabouts, a perfect opportunity to start picking up some ground.
Both GMs are going to be working the phones after this stretch. You're right. For Seattle, 20 in a row. Cliff Lee's name's been already bantered around baseball. They feel that they still have a shot because nobody's really jumped forward and taken advantage of this division so far. Same thing with the Angels.
Napoli takes a strike. Just seeing where these teams are at in the standings. You look at the Mariners, who struggled offensively. You took 2 of 3 against them in Seattle. As Napoli fouls that one back. Kansas City, even though they won big tonight, they're now 21 and 28 on the year in the American League Central. Now we know what Oakland has done. It seems like we've faced Oakland a number of times already. 2 games over 500 at 25 and 23.
They're still pitching very well. They lead the American League in ERA, Oakland.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Napoli.
Boy, amazing effort though by Cliff Lee. He's around the zone. We did talk about 2 walks today, but 8 0-2 counts so far in the game already here in the 4th inning.
And Napoli goes down swinging. 3 strikeouts here in the 4th. Mariners still up 4-2. recap. We go back to that first inning, that odd first inning.
With a comeback, it looked like Cliff Lee had a chance at a double play, but ends up airmailing the throw to the plate trying to get Howie. Ended up scoring 2 runs, but then Milton Bradley with a base hit and the relay throw to the plate up the first base side. Gutierrez able to score. And M's ever since now leading 4-2. This guy right here started off for the M's.
Ichiro takes a strike from Kazmir. Scott giving up 3 runs in the 3rd inning. A 4th run. And the leadoff home run by Jose Lopez in the 4th inning. Ichiro out to left field, base hit. Not doing much as far as power or runs batted in, but he will get his base hits. Leadoff man is on board for Sean Figgins.
Certainly not crushed, that's for sure. Pitch again. Napoli wanted that pitch on the outer half and didn't get it. It was inside part. And this is the pitch he's going to be able to put in play in the inner half too. The hips are down. Legs are front leg locked up, but still able to keep the bat through the zone, which is the impressive thing with Ichiro.
Figgins a fly ball to right, a walk, and a run scored. Mariners with 4 runs on 6 hits. They've committed 1 error. That was Cliff Lee in that first inning. The Angels 2 runs, 2 hits. Figgins down a right field line, and that is a fair ball. Abreu plays the carom, misplays the ball. That will allow Ichiro to come in and score 5-2 Seattle. Figgins ends up at third base. It is a double for Sean Figgins, an error on Bobby Abreu.
Well, it's inside out swing too. As Sean Figgins, the ball off the wall, gets away from Bobby. Just tried to field that, didn't get himself in good position to make the play.
No RBI for Figgins. Nobody out here in the 5th. Here's Franklin Gutierrez. There's one of the few changeups we've seen tonight by Scott Kazmir.
I mean, his fastball has been pretty good the last 2 or 3 starts, but you got to use that secondary pitch also to make that fastball that much more effective.
Gutierrez a strikeout victim in the 1st, an RBI single and a run scored in the 3rd. Backs that first changeup up with another one. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Angels defensively in the infield, about halfway. Morales cheating in a little bit at first. Ground ball to short. Figgins is not going. Ibar retires Gutierrez for out number 1. Here comes Milton Bradley.
Contact play not on with no outs in that situation. Now the infield all the way in. This is a spot where Scott Kazmir's got to find a way to get through this inning without allowing Sean Figgins to score.
And even though Scott's thrown 75 pitches, Trevor Bell's up and loosening. That's more of a factor of having Cliff Lee on the other side as Bradley skies this one out toward right center field. Torrey Hunter coming on. Figgins tagging. Torrey a little flat-footed there. The throw home was not in time. Just mistimed it. It's 6-2 Seattle.
And the idea behind that pitch inside was to jam Milton Bradley. Was able to get a good part of the bat on it. And Torrey was getting himself into position to make that throw, but then leaped up at the very end to be able to get more momentum on this play. See, again, fastball that was intended to be inside. Anytime you see your catcher reaching out over the plate, see Torrey had to reach up to be able to make that catch and then throw home. Very difficult to do that in that spot, especially with the speed of Sean Figgins.
Sweeney takes a strike. But just to finish the thought with Cliff Lee on the mound and the way he's been dealing 5 strikeouts over the last 2 innings, trying to limit all the damage as possible. As this one is on the third base side. Franzen reaches up, makes the catch. And there's out number 3. But Seattle scores 2 more. The end of the bottom of the 5th. Angels trailing it by the score of 6-2.
Nice play, good position to be able to make that play with backup with Ibar behind him.
6-2. Franzen, Ibar, Kendrick to face Cliff Lee. 6 punch-outs, 2 walks, and just 2 hits allowed. Franzen had 1 of them. Now he's got 2 of them. This one heading into the corner. Ichiro's not going to cut this one off. Franzen in at second with a double. And that is the approach you have to take with Cliff Lee. He will never really bust you in inside. If he does, it's just for show. This is a guy that lives middle half away most of the time.
That's exactly right. You got to look away. He throws the changeup, throws the fastball away. For effect, he'll try to bust the fastball in, and that slider stays on top, lives on the outside part of the plate. Exmo will show exactly that. Outside part of the plate. Great swing by Franzen. Has kept his head back and hand through the zone and center it up, hit it the right field. That's the approach. You're going to have to bunch a bunch of hits together to score runs because he doesn't give up many big flies. None this year, 17 all of last year.
Well, Franzen's got 2 of the 3 hits, a bunt single, now the double, his third 2-bagger as a member of the Angels. Here's Ibar, who is 0 for 2, and he punches 1 foul.
So the approach, although the swing wasn't perfect for Ibar, but the approach was right. Of course, Mickey Hatcher's talking with the guys in between innings, saying, hey, listen, we got to go the other way. You try to pull that changeup or fastball, it's going to be a routine out.
I mean, you can't even look inside. If he beats you with 3 fastballs on the inside part of the plate, tip your cap, thanks for coming. But at the end of the day, you've got to look outside. That's just been his bread and butter. Ibar fouling now and back.
And even that, because he doesn't throw real hard, you could still make contact on the ball in the inner half against him. Look away, drive the ball hard to right center field, the right field.
Ibar in the hole, and no balls and 2 strikes. And he went around. 1 out.
That's impressive. 19 batters faced, 9 of them, 0-2 counts. So if he's around the zone, particularly on the outer half, you got to look outside and drive the ball the other way.
Howie's walked and scored, lined down sharply to Sean Figgins in that 3rd inning. Figgins making a nice play and leaping up for that ball. Howie pulling this one into left field, a base hit. Bradley able to cut it off, but Franzen will score easily. It is 6-3 Mariners. Kendrick with his 23rd RBI of the season.
They got a changeup, middle in. That's the ball you're going to turn on. Fastball changes the way, go the other way. Good swing, good approach for Howie. Key run there to be part of this ball game once again against Cliff Lee. Changeup down. Good job by Howie getting down there and getting a good part of the bat. Hitting to left field for a base hit.
So Howie's on board. And Bobby steps up. Bobby 1 for 2, a base hit to left field with a run scored. He's also struck out looking. No balls, 2 strikes.
The fastball outer half gets the outside corner and then throws a slow curveball. That'll be a difficult task as far as staying back on that pitch. 0-2 once again. On fastball, and this is a good opportunity for Bobby. Especially when you have a left-handed batter up there, you're either a slow curveball swing or miss there. Chances are you're going to be opening up. A fastball in half gives you a better chance to make a good pass at that baseball. Coming back in again. Good shot for Bobby.
This one off his foot.
I think that's a mistake, in my opinion, in that spot to go fastball in. If you make a mistake, especially with Bobby pulling off on those pitches before that, better opportunity to drive it and hit it in the alley. Drop the curveball, see if he can make a swing and miss. No, down in the dirt. Good job by Bobby laying off that pitch.
So the count is evened up now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pointed out Bobby playing in career game number 2,000. Two doubles shy of 500 for his career. Kazmir looking for some help from the offense. The 2-2 is a called strike 3. Bobby goes down looking for the second time. And there are 2 outs.
He's going to paint the outside corner with that slider just on the paint of that outside corner. Exmo will show the breaking pitch. Again, you see how his front hips open up? That's why if you throw that fastball in, he had a better chance to be able to drive that ball. Just missed that pitch 2 pitches before off his foot.
8 strikeouts tonight for Lee, tying a season high. He had 8 punch-outs in his very first start of the season, April 30th against Texas Rangers. 3 of the runs allowed tonight, 2 of which are earned. Torrio for 2.
Before he tried to pull that pitch. Very difficult pitch to be able to pull. Any pitcher could do that consistently was the pitch that Howie was able to get on the inner half. That changeup that stayed middle in. Otherwise, go the other way. You can still drive the ball out of the ballpark with a fastball around 86 to 89 mile an hour on the outside corner. Hit the right center. Now, if I'm Cliff Lee and you see a swing at a Torrey Hunter like that, I'm throwing the exact same spot, maybe a little bit further in the outside corner. You got to.
About 6 inches off the plate.
Exactly. He's not showing he's willing to go the other way with that pitch.
9 strikeouts for Cliff Lee. The Angels get a run. They trail at 6-3.
Time for the Coors Light Freeze Can. Ichiro, look how those hips open up for him right there. Not an easy thing to do, but still able to keep the bat through the zone here to be able to make contact. Look at the movement in the feet. It's all about timing for Ichiro. Lands on there, turns, hips are open, but the legs are still planted, and the bat is still through the zone to be able to punch that ball into left field. And that was your Coors Light Freeze Can, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
Jose Lopez leads things off against Scott Kazmir. 6-3 Mariners here in the 6th inning. Lopez touched Kazmir for a solo jack in the 4th inning. He drills this one into center field. Playable for Torre. He's there. Puts it away for out number 1. Kazmir now at 80 pitches. Mike Scioscia, Mike Butcher looking to see what type of a bounce back effect Scott has after getting a little bit closer to Cliff Lee and the Mariners, down 6-3. Just have not seen that entire arsenal that we've seen over the last couple of starts. Casey Kotchman took a pitch. It's 1-0.
The thing is, establish the fastball. This is an opportunity to use that slider for him and get on top of that pitch.
Kotchman 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts on the first 2 pitches he saw tonight.
There it was. That was the breaking pitch. It wasn't a bad slider, too. Just have to use it more often. The hitter hasn't seen it all day, and all of a sudden will lay off of that pitch.
This one will find its place in the seats, even though Franzen gives it a valiant effort on the chase. The old college try, if you will.
But now, if you're comfortable, if you're Scott Kazmir, to throw the slider now, this is the perfect time to do it.
2-2. Full count now. Payoff pitch. And Kotchman breaks his bat, loops one into shallow right. Howie can't get it. And it falls in there. Kotchman thought about going to second base. Will stop there. So 1 out base hit for Kotchman brings up Rob Johnson. Hey fans, have you ever wanted your kids to run the show at an Angels game? Well, on Saturday, June 26th, kids between the ages of 5 and 18 can win prizes such as honorary bat kit, guest PA announcer, guest radio broadcaster, and more. Entry forms are available at angelsbaseball.com. Entries must be received by June 11th. Scott Kazmir is done. Trevor Bell will be coming on with 1 out here in the 6th inning. The Angels down 6-3. The box. Try Jack's new grilled breakfast sandwich on grilled artisan bread with a cup of the new Kona Classic coffee. And by Toyota. Get a great deal on Toyota's full line of hybrid and fuel-efficient vehicles at your Toyota dealer today. 6-3 Mariners, top of the 6th inning and 1 out. Time now for the in and out, who's in, who's out. Trevor Bell replaces Scott Kazmir. Trevor pitching down his 7th big league game this year. 1-1 mark and a 4.05 ERA.
Pretty good velocity on his fastball coming out of the bullpen. for Mike Soch. Been running up there 92 to 94 with good command. His curveball's been solid. Now has to throw up a 0, maybe get a ground ball double play, get through the inning.
Trevor was on the mound with Felipe Lopez. Got the game winner Sunday in St. Louis. Here's the not yet finished line of Scott Kazmir. 5 1/3. 5 earned runs. Kochman belongs to him over at first base. But just 1 strikeout, 1 walk, 8 hits allowed against a Mariners team that has struggled offensively all season long. As Johnson pops this one up. There's out number 2. I think that to me is more of a telling sign of what Scott Kazmir had or didn't have tonight, was the fact that he's got an offense like the Mariners, much like we've talked about Joe Saunders when he was facing the Oakland Athletics, or Joe Saunders when he was facing the Chicago White Sox. Very aggressive bunch of the Blue Jays, for that matter. He's got that kind of stuff, Scott Kazmir, where he should be matching Cliff Lee as far as strikeouts are concerned. That's how good his stuff is.
Well, when you go back on his track record, 07 led the American League in strikeouts. He has the strikeout ability, but it's difficult to strike out batters consistently when you're throwing fastball, fastball, fastball. His slider, those last 2 he threw to Casey Kochman weren't bad, but it took a while for him to throw that slider. Over the past 5 years, he's up there at the top, right below CC Sabathia. He's got that type of stuff. He's got to think in lines. I got that stuff. I can make hitters look bad at the plate. You have that mentality, he'll be more successful.
And that needed to show up in that 3rd inning. With 2 outs, fine to tip your cap to Ichiro for getting that base hit out to left field, even though it wasn't hit that hard. But to Sean Figgins or Franklin Gutierrez, before you even get into an inning where it starts to blow up on you, that's where you need to pull that out of the hat and just get very aggressive and come after guys. Just didn't quite see that tonight. We didn't see that. I'm not talking, this has nothing to do with desire or motivation. We didn't see that fire tonight that we have seen the last couple of times out. That look in his eye where he's coming after guys. And maybe that's why we saw the extended bullpen session before the game.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, he had a great look in St. Louis.
Bobby makes the running grab, and there's out number 3. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Mariners still up 6-3.
Cliff Lee, you can see right here in the pattern, fastballs, sliders, changeups on the outer half. The adjustments have to be there for the Halos to get back into this ball game. Hitting his spots, 9 punch outs for Cliff Lee using that changeup, curveball, fastball, and that is our Lexus pursuing perfection.
Season high for him tonight with the 9 punch outs, 11 the career high. He'll face Morales, Rivera, Matsui here in the 6th inning. Kendrick takes upstairs. 0 for 2. He had an RBI with the ground out in the 1st inning, his 35th RBI of the season. And then was a strikeout victim in the 4th. Good hack there, fouling it back.
Cliffley on the third base side of the pitching rubber, generally the spot where right-handed pitchers start to throw. But he throws across his body enough where he has deception. The reason why he does that because he wants to be able to hit the outside part of the plate on right-handed batters.
Tendra chasing perhaps ball 2. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
See right there on the third base side. Most times you're going to see a guy on the first base side if you're a left-handed pitcher.
One out brings up Juan Rivera. It's been reported that Felix Hernandez was going to start on Sunday with Ian Snell getting to start tomorrow. It's actually Felix Hernandez getting to start tomorrow for Seattle. They'll be going up against Jared Weaver. And then on Sunday, Ian Snell and Joe Saunders will tangle.
Well, that's a shocker. Jared Weaver getting locked up against another good young pitcher.
Just we were talking about that on the last road trip. All of a sudden, I looked at the week ahead, and I see Weaver and Snell. I'm like, finally, he gets a chance to go up against someone who's not an ace. As Rivera pops one up on the first base side. Kochman drifting over. 2 outs. And then they make the switch. Apparently they had him wrong to begin with. It wasn't like he got moved up or anything. That's the day he was, Felix that is, scheduled to pitch.
Well, after that tough first inning in which he gave up 2 runs, in which he was part of the reason why the 2 runs were given up on that play at the plate, has settled in. So many 0-2 counts.
Matsui skying one into shallow left. Here comes Milton Bradley. He's there. And the Angels go down in order. A 1-2-3 frame for Cliff Lee through 6. Mariners still up. The All-Star Experience compliments of Scott's. July 13th, the All-Star game right here at the Big A. Tonight, it's been Mariners up 6-3 as we start the top of the 7th. Top of the order now. Ichiro Figgins and Gutierrez to face Trevor Bell. Yet another multi-hit game for Ichiro Suzuki. 2 for 3 with a couple of singles and 2 runs scored. That's his 24th multi-hit game this year, leading all of Major League Baseball.
Pretty good chance he's going to be here July 13th in that starting lineup.
Ibar is there, puts that one away. And there's out number one.
Well, you know, if you're a pitcher and he would have got another hit like that, that might have got you upset. Just a little bit. Another flare into the outfield.
All four tonight have been that way. Two have been caught, one by Kendrick, now the other by Ibar. The other ones have found the grass. I think that conversation's all about.
Yova's got another flare in the outfield.
Figgins takes a strike.
Or he might be saying, hey, you're lucky you're not doing that against me. You might not be real happy right now.
Fly to right, a walk, and a double for Sean Figgins. A couple of runs scored for him. A double. His 9th of the year. Came with the right-handed batter. Actually, all 3 plate appearances because of Kazmir coming as a right-handed batter, where he has hit a lot better than he has from this side of the plate. Juan Rivera playing extremely shallow. That's called left out. Torrey shallow and toward left center field.
Well, that alley in right center field is about as big as you can find. Sean Figgins gets, you know, the thing is, when you throw off speed pitches, you're playing into his hand as far as being able to have a pitch that he can handle and pull. You got to stay fastballs away if you're going to have this shift.
Down and in, full count.
Always the most effective pitch if you're a pitcher pitching inside. Make the hitter move his feet.
And a called strike 3. Down goes Figgins. 2 outs. Hey fans, if you're looking for a great value, look no further than the Angels Friends and Family Fun Pack presented by JetBlue. Enjoy 4 game tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 soft drinks for just $44. The next Friends and Family Fun Pack game takes place this Sunday. Purchase your Family Fun Pack today online at angelsbaseball.com.
Victor, you know why it's so important for a pitcher to make a batter move his feet? All of a sudden the eye level has changed and he's unable to track that last pitch by Trevor Bell on the outside part of the plate for the punch out. He made a move, he was out of his comfort zone and then spotted that fastball. Perfect spot. Well, you have to make him move his feet. Coming right in there. Now all of a sudden you see how his eyes has changed the level and the comfort for a hitter in that spot. Now you're able to come back with the fastball and make your pitch, and he is unable to track it.
Franklin Gutierrez needed to get a new bat. Apparently the one he had up there was cracked as Bell delivers a strike. Gutierrez 1 for 3. Had a RBI single in that 3-run 3rd inning. Angels scoring first in this one. 2 runs in the bottom of the first. To see Seattle score 3 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th. Angels got 1 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Good breaking ball there. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Trevor with good mechanics. Not a big guy, but uses his lower part of his body to generate the arm speed and the velocity on his pitches and staying back on this curveball.
Full count now.
See that good mechanics. This is what you want to have. You want to have work downhill and then be able to go over the top with your shoulder.
Over through that one. There's a walk. Two-out walk brings up Milton Bradley. 3 RBI night for Bradley. Now has 18 runs batted in. 2 RBI single in the 3rd. A sac fly in the 5th.
You have to keep your eye on Gutierrez. Has 5 stolen bases. Seattle very aggressive. With a hold the baseball as long as possible. Quicken your delivery to home. You might not be a better chance to throw him out if he does go.
Francisco Rodriguez up and loosening now. Bradley fouling that one at the plate. Bradley last year with the Cubs with 257 with 12 home runs. 40 runs batted in, playing in only 124 games last year. That was the first year of a 3-year contract he signed with Chicago, after having a breakout year with the Rangers in 08. This year he hit .321 with 22 home runs, 77 RBIs. This is late as last week, saying that manager Ron Washington was probably the only manager he's had in the big leagues that understood him. Bradley takes that pitch inside, snap throw to first. Back in there is Gutierrez. And that being said, I was there in 2008. That year for Milton Bradley, of course, was overshadowed by the fact that Josh Hamilton was a breakout star. Michael Young was having another good season. So he wasn't the focus of attention in that lineup in Texas. And he did have, and I said it then, and I'll say it today, that season I have never seen an individual more locked in, pitch by pitch, in an at-bat, more so than Milton Bradley.
We're talking about a guy who's seen a lot of pitches during the course of an at-bat also. And they brought him over to Seattle here for the sole purpose of being a run producer. Their go-to guy as far as driving in runs.
At a .436 on base percentage that year. They pitch out, nothing's happening. But then everything kind of went a little haywire. Had some problems in Chicago. Whether it was the media or the fans or Lou Piniella. He's no longer there, has to deal with it. Now he's in Seattle.
Again, the key to selling a pitch out, you don't do anything different on the mound. If you quicken up your delivery more so than you would normally do, good base stealers will recognize something is on.
Two. Popped up. Third base side. Kevin Franzen is over. There's out number 3. 7th inning stretch time at the Big A. Halos down 6-3. Now by the score of 6-3. Go back to our Hyundai keys to the game and talking about Mike Napoli.
Well, it's a situation where Mike Napoli has been swinging the bat so well in the month of May. 16 extra base hits, 7 home runs, 9 doubles. An opportunity to be able to get a big fly here to get the momentum going again for the Halos against Cliff Lee. That was a pretty good pitch to drive.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Oh, he just almost woke up Cliff Lee with that swing. When you talk about getting a pitch on the inner half and just miss hitting it a mile.
0-1. Down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Angels sent up 8, 9, and 1. Napoli, Franzen, and Ibar. 10 strikeouts tonight for Cliff Lee. 1 shy of his career high. He's done it twice. Napoli swings through that fastball. Lee got Napoli the last time up.
He's that good BP fastball working. 85-mile-an-hour fastball. This is about 5 or 6 miles different than his regular fastball.
Rolled to short. Josh Wilson's got it. There's out number 1. First ground ball over to Wilson with short. And that'll bring up Kevin Franzen. Franzen 2 for 2. Bunt single. That came in the second. Leadoff double in the 5th. Came around to score. One ball, 1 strike. Trying to go that opposite way again on that pitch away. The 1-2 on the ground to short. Wilson, who had been seemingly bored this entire game, gets 2 ground balls here in the 7th.
Cliff Lee does not waste any time in between pitches. Even though he has 2 walks today, very manageable pitch count for him with 95 pitches here with 2 outs in the 7th. He's pitched up to 122 pitches in a game. So it's going to be important that somehow, some way to get a number of base runners on against Cliff Lee, whether it be this inning or next inning, and put some pressure on him because he doesn't make many mistakes out of the middle part of the plate.
Ibar tonight 0 for 3, including a strikeout his last time up. Popping this one down the right field line. Ichiro coming over to foul ground, makes the catch, and it's another 1-2-3 inning. 8 in a row retired by Lee. Through 7, Mariners still lead it. message from the Metropolitan Water District of Southern California. Southern California has a water shortage, and we all need to cut our use. Go to BeWaterWise.com to find out more. And by Lovesa. Beautiful shot here at the Big A. Cliff Lee has been stellar. 97 pitches, 10 strikeouts on the night through 7 innings. On the Angel side of things, a new pitcher is on the mound. Francisco Rodriguez takes over for Trevor Bell, who went an inning and 2/3, 1 strikeout and 1 walk. Rodriguez will face Sweeney, Lopez, and Kochman here in the 8th inning. Sweeney 0 for 3 with a ground out and a couple fly ball outs. Last outing for Francisco Rodriguez, April the 15th. That was at Yankee Stadium. Going 1 inning, picking up a strikeout. Good pitch there, and that'll even account.
Oh, pretty good sliders. One at 88, this one at 89. Sweeney not familiar with Rodriguez. Swings at that pitch. Out of the zone by a lot.
Rodriguez down at AAA Salt Lake. 2-1 mark at 3.63 ERA through 13 games up there. Currently riding a 13 2/3 scoreless inning streak. And Salt Lake trying to carry that over here.
Well, if you see a batter swing at that pitch twice now out of the zone, you got to stay right there. A lot of times the pitcher will think, well, let me try to sneak a fastball inside, and that's when you make the mistake.
On the ground to third. Franzen's got it. Here's out number 1. Hey fans, Kaiser Permanente Family Sundays at Angel Stadium feature free activities for kids that include a wide variety of games and arts and crafts. Tickets for this Sunday's game are still available for $5 off ticket window prices in select seating areas when using the password HALO at angelsbaseball.com for the Angel Stadium ticket window. Joe Saunders and Ian Snell on Sunday afternoon. Tomorrow afternoon, Jared Weaver and Felix Hernandez. That game's on Big Fox. Kenny Albert, Eric Karros will have a call.
Chance to visit with Kenny earlier today, too. Excited about that game. Great pitching matchup. King Felix getting ready, thinking about a start tomorrow. These two were locked up against each other up in Seattle. ERA 3.80 so far. He was dominant last year, just barely missed out on that Cy Young.
Oh, 2. Lopez held up. Well, good pitch. Just got a piece of it right into Mike Napoli.
What a tough position that catching position is. You got to call the game. You have to make throws, foul tips all the time, and then you get the hit. So difficult. That's why when you think about the numbers that Napoli can put up offensively with that power stroke. So difficult after catching so many innings, so many games to be that consistent.
Jeff Mathis continuing the rehab process. And again, throwing down to second base, fielding bunts, throwing to first. Lopez goes down swinging. There's out number 2.
Pretty good split finger fastball there for Rodriguez. Tumbled out of the strike zone. Started around belt high and ended up almost in the dirt. That's nasty. One of those pitches too, you have to stay on top. That split finger. Make sure you get the optimal leverage on there going over the top of that pitch.
Kochman takes outside. Kochman 1 for 3 in this one. A couple of ground outs and a single. Kendrick to his left. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Francisco Rodriguez. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Angels still trail at 6-3. Early in that first inning, that ball off the bat of Torrey under Cliff Lee, playing catch with the net behind the screen. But from that point on, he has been lights out. He's got some help on the offensive side by Jose Lopez, touching Scott Kazmir for a leadoff home run in the 4th inning. Mariners getting 2 more in the 5th. And we are at 6-3 as we start the bottom of the 8th inning. 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Halos. Kendrick, Abreu, and Hunter.
97 pitches going into this inning for Cliff Lee with 10 strikeouts. 2 walks, 2 earned runs allowed in 7 innings. Again, this guy doesn't give up home runs, so you got a few singles together, maybe a double to get right back in it.
Right-hander Sean Kelly playing some catch out of the bullpen for Seattle. Scott Shields for the Angels. Now he gets jammed there, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
We talked about it earlier. It's okay to get jammed on a pitcher on occasion because he's still going to live on the outer half of the plate.
One and 2 now. Howie in this one, 1 for 2. A walk, a line out, an RBI single, picking up his 23rd RBI. Lee in that Cy Young year was spectacular for Cleveland. 22-3, a 2.54 ERA. As Howie shoots one to right, Ichiro coming on, makes the catch. There's out number 1. Come back to our FoxSportsWest.com poll question. Will Bobby Abreu record 100-plus RBI season for the 8th straight year? 88% of you have said yes. Stick around for the post-game show. Billy Mack and Jose Mota will have the results. Overwhelming.
Again, it's in the number 3 slot in the lineup now. Better opportunity. If you say number 2, it would be more difficult for him to have as many guys on base for him. But yes, in this spot, he has a great chance at it. Anyway, what about that great first step by Ichiro and that ball hit by Howie Kendrick? That ball was hit hard. First quick step in, able to make that play.
One-0. 1-1. Abreu had a single on a run scored in the first. The next 2 times up, he's gone down looking. One and two. Bobby just fouls off that 2-2 pitch. 4 hits allowed for Cliff Lee. 1 each in the first 2 innings and allowed 2 in the 5th. Double by Franzen, the RBI single by Kendrick. But that was also the inning in which he struck out 3. He's done that twice in this game, the 4th and 5th innings. Full count now.
Well, just the need to get some base runners on. At some point, he's going to make a mistake during the course of this game. You need somebody on base to capitalize with it, though.
The 3-2. Bobby out to center field. Gutierrez is almost dead in his tracks. Puts it away for out number 2. Hey, fans, you can help send your favorite Angels to this year's All-Star Game by voting up to 25 times at angelsbaseball.com. So not only can you vote here in the stadium with the ballot, stuff the ballot box, perfectly acceptable as it is in any ballpark. But log on to angelsbaseball.com or MLB.com. Vote up to 25 times. Vote early, vote often, vote Angels at angelsbaseball.com. 2 outs for Torrey Hunter. Torrey 0 for 3, but did pick up an RBI on that fielder's choice in the first. Second in that RBI category on this team behind Kendry Morales' 35. And it's 3-0.
That in the neighborhood 3-0 pitch, with the benefit of the doubt. 3-1. Again, this has got to be right down the middle if you're going to be swinging.
Full count now on Torrey. Kendry Morales on deck. The 3-2. On the ground, over to third. Backhanded by Lopez. Low throw, dug out by Kochman. Another 1-2-3 inning. 11 in a row retired by Lee through 8. Mariners still up. Mariners head to Anaheim to take on Torrey Hunter and the Angels. Cardinals take on the Cubs at Wrigley Field in that bitter NL Central rivalry. Fox Saturday Baseball presented by Budweiser returns this week at 1 p.m. Pacific. Check local listings for game and start time in your area. Here's the Big A. Scott Shields takes over on the mound for Francisco Rodriguez, who went 1 inning tonight. Scott on to continue getting work on the Mechanics, trying to keep this a 3-run deficit for the Angels.
You can see his career ERA, 3.03, such an important part of the bullpen for years for Mike Scioscia. It finally seems to be getting closer to being the old Scott Shields we're so accustomed to seeing. Key is not overthrowing the baseball, staying within your mechanics, and work down in the strike zone.
Rob Johnson will lead things off for the Mariners. The M's catcher swinging at the first pitch and lining that one down the left field line and into the corner. Johnson in at second with a double. Johnson, his 4th double of the year. It's a man in scoring position. Cliff Lee, with a 3-run lead right now, will more than likely be done. Give the ball over to David Arjma, who is the Mariners closer.
So maybe look at maybe a cracked fingernail or a blister at the finger, putting all that pressure, especially that middle finger, as far as the breaking pitch. It's a situation you're glad he's done. The way he's been on a roll the latter part of this ball game.
Wilson takes a strike.
It doesn't matter sometimes who you bring out of your bullpen as your closer in that spot after a guy's on a roll like that. You're much more enthusiastic about going up against somebody else because Cliff Lee was hitting his spot so well after giving up those couple runs there in the first inning.
One from Shields, and Wilson takes low. 2 balls and a strike. There's Arjma. Josh Wilson tonight 0 for 3. And into right field, Abreu is not going to get this one. He'll play this on a couple of hops. Into second base is Wilson with an RBI double, 7-3 Mariners. So Wilson now with a 9-game hitting streak. With nobody out, brings up Ichiro.
Ichiro with a couple hits already. His ability to be able to stay back in the zone, even though a lot of movement, is that first step, but the hands are still back. That's the key. Even though the hips are opening up and a lot of footwork action, it's the hands that are the important thing for Ichiro, staying back in the zone.
Well, the important thing for the Angels in this one in the 9th inning was trying to keep it a 3-run deficit. Scott Shields unable to do that with the back-to-back doubles.
That's the thing, you could not afford to give up any more runs in this scenario here, because granted Cliff Lee is out of the game, but that bullpen for Seattle has been very good also.
Two for 4 night for Ichiro. Couple of hits, couple of runs scored. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Should the score hold, the Angels won't lose ground with the Rangers losing to the Twins earlier tonight, 2-1. Oakland beat Detroit 5-4 up at Comerica Park. Had a tight strike shown tonight by Brian Knight on both sides. It's missing in. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Mike Scioscia there just a minute ago. What he's looking for at his team is consistency on all 3 phases. Obviously tonight the pitching hasn't been there for him.
Full count now. Scott Kazmir getting to start, lasting just 5 1/3, giving up 6 runs, 5 earned on 8 hits. Ichiro getting jammed on that fastball. So remains at 3 balls, 2 strikes. You've got Sean Figgins on deck. So 3 have reached here in the 9th.
Got him right on the foot, overthrew that curveball Scott Shields did. Going to be ball 4 anyhow. In the front foot.
There's Figgins, a 1 for 3 night. Missing outside of Shields. Scott pitched a couple of days ago, went 1 inning, struck out a man. And he's fallen behind at 2 balls and no strikes. Seems to have reverted back to the mechanical issues that plagued him this year. Jason Bolger now playing catch. And a 4-pitch walk. Back-to-back doubles, a hit batter, and now a walk to Figgins. 1 run in, bases loaded, nobody out here for Franklin Gutierrez.
It's certainly a scenario where it's very manageable to come back and win this game, but if it falls apart in this inning, then all of a sudden the chances are slimmer.
And be sure to log on to FoxSportsWest.com and get all the information you need regarding all the sports in Southern California, including Billy Mack and Norm Nixon breaking down Game 5's dramatic finish as the Lakers beat the Phoenix Suns. You can also pose your question to Jose Mota. Jose Mota. Jose Mota. Jose Mota.
Jose motivated.
So I'm going to call him from now on. What's up, Jose Mota? That is brutal. Gutierrez takes a strike. That's what not throwing strikes. You get fielders get on their heels. Broadcasters, screw up people's names. Hang with them. 0-1 to Gutierrez. Now it is fouled off the right.
We're in dire need of a punch out here. Because Gutierrez runs pretty well. It'll be very difficult to get the old play at the plate and over the first base double play. You need that strikeout.
Tried to get him to expand that strike zone with that 0-2 curveball, but he didn't. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gutierrez with an RBI single back in the 3rd inning. Into right field, base hit. Wilson will score. Ichiro is coming home. Nope, he'll be stopped there, and they've got Figgins stuck between 2nd and 3rd. Kendry will run him back, and now Ichiro is coming home. And there's the out. They're going to get the out regardless. I mean, if you're up 8-3, why are you stopping Ichiro in the 9th inning of the ballgame?
Definitely surprising. Ran yourself into an out, an opportunity to get a gift out.
You're up 8-3 in the 9th inning, and you're worried about keeping a rally going with Ichiro?
Especially with that type of speed and his ability to be able to make the slide into the plate. And you get it out, take that advantage of it.
Gutierrez wondering where his 2nd RBI is at. Milton Bradley was 1 for 3 with 3 runs batted in. So 2-seam fastball there in 3 strike, 0-2. One ball, 2 strikes now. Bolger should be just about ready. And he gets Bradley there. There's out number 2.
Well, it's that 2-seam fastball that starts in at the left-hander's hip and runs out over the plate at 90 miles an hour. Get the swing and miss.
Sweeney, the DH, 0 for 4. He's got runners at 2nd and 3rd. He was trying for it there. 1 RBI shy of 900 for his career. He's got Figgins at third, Gutierrez at second. 0-1 from Shields. On the ground is short. Ibar's got the skimmer. We head to the bottom of the ninth. Mariners getting 2 more here. So the tough battle, even tougher now. 8-3 Seattle. Now for the One West Bank, one person, one play, brought to you by One West Bank, one person at a time.
Well, this ball off the bat, Burke Ibar, I didn't think Ichiro had any chance at all, but that first quick initial step got over there, found the warning track and made the play in front of the stands. So quick on that first step Ichiro is.
Here in the bottom of the ninth inning, the Angels will be facing Sean Kelly, down by 5 runs. It'll be Morales, Rivera, Matsui. Cliff's lead tonight, 8 innings, 10 strikeouts, 2 walks, 3 runs, 2 earned on 4 hits. Kelly's had a good start to the year with a 2.16 ERA in his first 14 games this season.
Above average fastball, 91 to 96 miles an hour. A very good slider also.
Gentry 0 for 3. Had an RBI ground out in the first. A couple of strikeouts since then. And he shoots one out into the alley in right center field. That gets down for a base hit. So the leadoff man is on board here to start the ninth inning. Snaps a string of 11 straight retired by Cliff Lee and the Mariners pitching staff. Brings up Juan Rivera.
And sometimes it doesn't matter how powerful an arm is coming out of that bullpen. Just changing the mindset, taking the starter out of the ballgame, even though he had a high pitch count, was the right decision to make by Seattle. But the reality is you feel much better as a hitter going against someone else after Cliff Lee was so dominant with his 10 strikeouts.
Cliff Lee looking for his 3rd win as Juan Rivera chases the slider. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Kelly was up with the club that first month of the year, was sent down to AAA when Cliff Lee was activated off the DL, and then was recalled on May the 5th as Rivera hits one out towards center, playable for Gutierrez. There's out number 1. Oh for 3 night for Juan Rivera, now 0 for his last 18.
That's when you know you're not going real well at that particular point. You almost run into the home plate umpire.
Matsui 0 for 3 tonight with a couple of strikeouts and a fly ball to left. Loss tonight would drop the Angels to 4 games back underneath 500. The Mariners would gain a game. They would be 6.5 back in the West. Matsui popping one up, shallow center field. Angels down to the last out.
Well, all that momentum you had winning a series against the Jays, all of a sudden tonight, with that early 2-0 lead against Cliff Lee, all of a sudden looked pretty good. Then it fell apart for Mike Scioscia there. Of course, 3 in the third after 2 outs. A little flare by Ichiro, but that walk to Sean Figgins for me is the turning point of the game.
We've seen that, unfortunately, a couple of times this year. The 2-out rally by the opposition, brought on by a walk. We saw it up in Seattle. A 2-out walk to Ken Griffey Jr., followed by another walk to Ryan Langerhans, followed by the 2 home runs by the youngsters, Wilson and Saunders. That was against Irvin Santana. One ball, 2 strikes. Remember tomorrow's game on Big Fox at 1 o'clock. It'll be Felix Hernandez going up against Jared Weaver.
We dealt against him that last time when they locked up in Seattle.
Napoli breaks his bat up the middle. Wilson is there. And Napoli's retired as the Mariners take game 1 of this 3-game set. The overall series now tied at 2 games apiece. 8-3 the final. 11 hits for Seattle, 5 for the Angels, while Cliff Lee takes the win. He is now 3-2. Scott Kazmir falls to 3-5 on the season. His ERA jumps up to the 6.3 range. The final again. Mariners 8, Angels 3. Stick around for a complete wrap of today's game with Bill McDonald, Jose Mota, and Michael Eaves. Angels Live is coming up next.